Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This report is going to be about TNA wrestling, where I'll give you the spoilers. And there's 3 new champions on tonight's tapings, as you will find out who they are, how they got them, and setting up TNA Turning Point's pay-per-view. But first, I'm going to give you some wrestling TNA news following Hogan's wrestling return last Sunday at Battle for Glory, and in the aftermath, TNA's creative department is now building towards a match pitting the Hulkster and Garrett Bischoff against Ric Flair and Eric Bischoff. One TNA source believes that the match will take place at Lockdown in April, but it's not defined or definite nonetheless. This is the direction TNA intends to go for Hogan's next grappling contest. Why they say April? I don't know. That's like 6 months off. Sting defeated Hogan at Bound for Glory when referee Jackson James, who had earlier in the show been revealed as Bischoff's real-life son Garrett, reluctantly called the ring bell for a submission that led to Eric hitting his son with a steel chair following the match, starting the rivalry between father and son. Melina, who has remained mum on the subject of TNA wrestling since parting ways with WWE in August, was asked at the pre-launch party for Saints Row the 3rd if she has plans to join the promotion, and she says, discreetly replies, "Oh, I'm still deciding." Melina was also asked if she'll be appearing at Dancing with the Stars. She said, "You never know," and explained, I'd love to do it an opportunity that presents itself. I would love to do that. And I'm also interested in things like Cirque du Soleil too. And I'm kind of like, the sky's the limit right now. There's so many opportunities, and it's just overwhelming. And she also stated in a 2007 interview with The Sun that she watches TNA. She's quoted by saying, I still watch all the wrestling I can, whether it's TNA, Japanese, or Lucha Libre, because that's my art, she said. The day after WWE announced that they had come to terms with the release of Melina, and Gail Kim revealed on Twitter that she had quit the promotion, Mickie James was asked during an interview promoting Hardcore Justice about the possibility of her former Diva colleagues coming to TNA. She's quoted by saying, I'd love to work with Gail, said James. Also quoted, I didn't really get a chance to work with her. We had like maybe 1 or 2 matches, but we were always on the side usually. So that would really be exciting. I was kind of looking forward to doing more with her, and I didn't get a chance. James, however, avoided mentioning Melina at all. TNA Wrestling is planning to launch an international brand by the end of the year that is being spearheaded by Jeff Jarrett. The new brand will be a weekly series in India that won't be using the TNA brand name, though no talent has been hired. A source close to the former WWE performer Cliff Compton, aka Domino, said he's considered a lot to be hired following a new character and not a takeoff of his 1950s greaser persona in WWE as Domino. Rosita launched an official website under her real name, TheaTrinidad.com. The website features on the TNA knockouts outside the ring. Velvet Sky and Angelina Love have been added to the big event, which takes place November 12th at the Courtyard Marriott, LaGuardia Airport, 9010 Ditmars Boulevard, East Elmhurst, New York. And you can get more info from sportsfanpromotions.com. While many in the locker room are happy for James Storm capturing the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, according to one wrestler, there is more faith in Bobby Roode as champion over the Tennessee Cowboy. Concern also lingers about Storm being too Southern to represent. Well, he also had a comment on being that too Southern, and I'll tell you on what he says later on. Infrequently seen TNA Knockout, ODB stated on Twitter, she will be a Hooters girl for Halloween. She wrote, I received my little orange shorts and official tank top. Yep, I'm going to be the dirtiest Hooters girl you've ever seen. Bam. Gail Kim has been announced for K&S Russell Fest, which takes place Saturday, December 3rd at the Ramada, Philadelphia Airport, 76 Industrial Highway, Essington, Pennsylvania. And here's what James Thorne had to say as he responded to the online report stating that some people with TNA consider him to be too Southern to represent their organization as World Heavyweight Champion. And he tweeted Tuesday, "I think it's awesome that I'm too Southern. It makes me so to the people who don't like it, sorry about your damn luck. And a little FYI, it's not too Southern. It's too redneck. And are the beer drinking rednecks all over the world, not just the South?" Eric Bischoff praised Bully Ray on Facebook after watching his performance on this week's episode of Impact Wrestling. He wrote, "Watch this week's version of Impact for edit notes at 3 a.m. this morning. IMO Bully Ray is emerging as one of our top talents in the business today. Flawless. Ray faces Jeff Hardy on the show that will air Thursday." That's tomorrow night. Following tonight's tapings in Georgia, the rest of the 2011 Impact Wrestling show will be taped at the Impact Zone in Orlando in late December. TNA will tape 5 weeks of Impact over 4 days, and it'll take place so the wrestlers can enjoy their holiday vacation. Over the holidays, officials are planning to reevaluate everybody's talents and the future of the TV tapings in the Impact Zone and outside of Orlando. Most within TNA aren't expecting a lot of Impact tapings on the road in 2012. Spoiler number 1, Bobby Roode became the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion for next week's show, as it was taped in Macon, Georgia, by defeating James Storm. He turned heel and hit Storm with a beer bottle to win. Another spoiler, new tag team champions are Gail Kim and Madison Rayne. They defeated Miss Tessmacher and Tara to become the new Knockouts champions. Stay tuned later in this report for the actual results. Wrestling legend Barry Windham, who is mostly known for his time in old NWA Jim Cornette days and stints in the WWF when he was the Widowmaker, he is in ICU at a Florida hospital. According to Slam Sports, Wyndham's father, Bob, a.k.a. Blackjack Mulligan, posted on Facebook, "I have a son near death." And that further posts indicate it was a stroke. Wyndham was a big part of wrestling for me while growing up. My thoughts and prayers are going to their family. TNA recently re-signed play-by-play voice analyst Mike Tenay to a new contract. The terms of the deal have not been disclosed. One source believes Tenay signed a 2-year deal, but another within the company could not confirm the information. The company did complete a short list of potential replacements just in case they were unable to reach an agreement with Tenay. Now for your next week's November 3rd results. There was a dark match. Jimmy Rave defeated Kyle Matthews. And now for the actual reports. James Storm and Robert Roode opened the show. They talked about tonight's main event, and they will have a great match. Gail Kim and Madison Rayne defeated Tara and Miss Tessmacher for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships. Of course, Karen Jarrett interfered in the match. Garrett Bischoff called out his father, Eric, to the ring. Garrett said he would apologize for Bound for Glory. Garrett then beat up his father. Ric Flair and Gunner came out for the save. Jesse Sorensen defeated Austin Aries in a non-title match for the X Division. Robbie E. and Rob Terry call out Ronnie from Jersey Shore and Eric Young. Ronnie comes out and spears down Robbie. Rob Terry catches him and whips him. The tag team match is booked for next week. Bully Ray and Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy and Mr. Anderson went to a no contest. Scott Steiner interfered and joined Ray and Jarrett in the beating up on Hardy and Anderson. Matt Morgan challenged Crimson to a match at Turning Point. Crimson accepted the challenge. Robert Roode defeated James Storm to become the new new TNA World Champion. Roode hit Storm with a beer bottle and picked up the win. Roode then turned heel on the crowd. Now for November 10th, 2011 results. Crimson beat Pope in a short match. Gunner and Garrett Bischoff ended in a DQ win for Bischoff when Flair interfered. Zema Ion versus Jesse Sorensen. Real quick match. Sorensen won with a roll of the dice. Kid Cash brought a contract for a three-way with him and Aries for Sorensen. Then they fought until Aries came down and they beat down Sorensen. TNA Knockouts Tag Champs Gail Kim and Madison Rayne beat Velvet Sky and Mickie James when Kim hit her finisher on Velvet. Robert Roode did a promo, Big Heat and Cowboy Chants as he comes out. They brawl with security. D'Lo Brown, Al Snow, and Simon Diamond were the agents. Roode bells and Sting comes out and makes the rematch for tonight. Robbie E and Rob Terry got their match against Ronnie and Eric Young. Funny spot where Eric tagged in and ran around in a circle, accidentally locked up with the ref. Ronnie gets the pin on Robbie E. Bellator CEO joins Taz and Tenay on commentary. The reason why this is happening because it's setting up. Viacom had bought out Bellator, and I think Viacom has something to do with Spike. So eventually, Spike is your new owner of Bellator Fighting Championships. Okay, AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels has new music. As Christopher Daniels. Well, AJ has new music. Daniels grabs a screwdriver and RVD comes out, takes it away from him. AJ hits the Styles ties for the win. Immortal members Jarrett, Ray, and Steiner versus Anderson, Hardy, and Abyss. Black Hole Slam wins it. Anderson legit hurt his left knee and was limping out. It's either ankle or knee. Rematch, Storm versus Roode. Storm got jumped backstage, but match still on. Storm hobbles out, then dives at Roode, then collapses. Ref throws the X, and everyone looks concerned. AJ and Kaz out. Roode tries to help up Storm, then rolls him up for the pin, and dives out. AJ challenges him for a turning point. And Sting agrees and makes the match. TNA's turning point will feature the main event of TNA World Champion Robert Roode defending against AJ Styles. You've got to give TNA credit. Most internet fans have been begging for TNA to push their originals instead of the older guys, and they're currently doing so with Storm, Roode, Styles, etc. This will be the 5th aired TNA World Title match over the last 4-week period, and that ends my TNA tapings for this week. For this week? Well, that's for the next 2 weeks after this week. And thanks for viewing, and stay tuned for more news next week.